Saturday the 25th of October 2008, 12 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. So that means in the UK at 12 o'clock everyone can walk 1 kilometre in their local park or down to the shops or whatever. But in New Zealand, obviously there'd be 12 hours later, in Australia it'd be 9 hours later, Saudi Arabia. We're one of the 45 countries that are taking part to walk 1 kilometre. The idea being 1 kilometre in each continent, so you have 5 kilometre walk globally to raise awareness for organ donation and transplantation.
And where is your walk taking place?
My walk will be taking place at the Dipping Recreation Ground, which is at the top of Ridgeway, Grays. Anyone is welcome, anyone can turn up and just walk around the park twice. It's non-competitive, it's non-fundraising, you can just turn up, there's no entrance fee, and it's just a great opportunity to do something as a community but on a global setting too.
And can you take us back a bit and say how you have been involved in organ donation, organ fundraising?
Yes, I fell ill when I was 17. I got a virus, and within 18 months I was in chronic renal failure. I waited 9 months on the transplant list, on dialysis 3 times a week, but luckily my mum stepped forward and gave me a kidney. This was 18 years ago. Since then I've led a very full life. I've managed to pursue my life as a professional musician. I've got married, I've got my career, I've got my children. I compete for Great Britain in transplant sport.
Since the transplant, would you say that your life has been very much based around Seize the Day?
Oh, definitely. I think I've been given a fantastic opportunity in the fact that I know what it is to be very close to death. And so to have this opportunity to live again and to pursue every opportunity that comes my way is very important. I have a problem with saying the word no, and I think that's actually not such a bad thing. And
tell us about your music career.
Yes, well, this is my double bass, and this is my first study instrument. I play the piano and the flute as well. And I was a double bassist before I fell ill, and I continued to play during dialysis, although I used to get cramps, so it used to be a bit tricky. But it's just joie de vivre, really, an enjoyness of life, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy teaching, I enjoy playing, so I feel I'm very lucky.
And you're very active in, even though next Saturday is not fundraising, you're very active in a fundraising mechanism, aren't you?
Absolutely. As I said, I'm trustee for 2 transplant charities, both of which need money to survive. But on top of that, the idea of raising awareness through the events we do, as for instance the British Transplant Games, which is hosted by Transplant Sport UK, obviously needs funds to host the games, and Transplant Support Network, which I'm also a trustee of, is a nationwide confidential one-to-one service, so you can talk to someone who's had a transplant or if you're waiting for a transplant, and all these things need money to run, and so we're always looking for ways to fund them.
And as you said, you're a very proactive person, a very assertive person. What advice would you give to other people who are trying to raise funds in what is now, I guess, economically a very difficult time?
It is a very difficult time, but there are ways and means of doing things. Try to do something that helps your community as well, not just yourself. Try to get actively involved, and I think there are ways of doing things. It's just keep writing letters, phoning people, and even if you get 1 response out of 20, that's a positive.